Welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, soon be a new year, so happy new year to you all. Hope your gardening successes are better or even better than before, and any issues that you might have had with pests you can control. So I'd like to wish you a happy new year. It's certainly been ups and downs with me, but let's have a little look round now at what we've been up to over the last 12 months, if I can remember, because a lot of it's just a blur. So we'll start on plot one. This is my cabbage cage, as I call it, but we've had a wonderful crop of strawberries. These are Sweetheart. Still haven't had time yet to tidy those up. I didn't manage to get to the giant vegetable show at Malvern, so we've got a giant radish at that end, a kohlrabi there, and a carrot here. Hopefully they'll go to seed. But as you can see, the pipes there help to water deep down where the roots need it. And we had a wonderful crop of fruit, which we totaled up this year to see how much we get, and we're ready now to either dig some of these out and repot them up. I'm just going to pop the microphone in, and hopefully that will mask some of the wind. We are in for some really high winds, up to 60 mile an hour here in the Midlands, and that's very unusual. Normally the winds have died down before they get to us. So while I'm walking around now, I'll be checking the plot. We had some lovely dahlias. I didn't look after them again, but we've insulated those with sheep's wool. That's new for me in 2024. So I've got sheep's wool cardboard at an angle so the water doesn't get to those tubers. We've had a reasonable crop of rhubarb. I'm going to reduce that again. I'm getting too much fruit now, so we've got to think more projects, of course. And obviously we've been finding lots and lots of compost, considering in my New Year's video last year, my New Year's resolution was I'd got an addiction for collecting compost, but that failed me completely. We'll have a look at the scoreboard shortly, but then I decided to take out the bed that ran up there with the tulips in. Those were all given away down on the share site. They've all gone, and I've kept half a dozen in my bulb bed because that's what we started off at home, and we must have ended up with at least 400 or 500 bulbs eventually. The giant celery all went to seed, so we hadn't got any of that. We're continually collecting manure. I've only got 2 bags of leaves now to put in the bin. Again, these new beds have sunk down quite a lot, so we'll need to top those up. We've got plenty of material, as you know, and I've been covering my beds with either green manure, cardboard or leaf mould. I collected some of the autumn fruiting raspberries canes, the strong ones, to use as pea supports, and we've managed to get 8 new pallet collars this year, which will help me out at no end. And of course, not forgetting the asparagus, keeping that to one side just so that the birds can finish the berries off, and if it comes as cold as it says it's going to, I can't see there being many berries left. We've salvaged that cocoa coir, as you've seen. We've got plenty of manure there, leaf mould, wood chips, some nice material there to top these beds up here. The alpine strawberries, considering I sowed them from seed, they did really well, but they were low down. Now I've heaped them up. Now you may look at some fields and you can see the fields, they go like this. Well, if you was to straighten that corrugated line out, you'd get more space. So the farmers or the Romans or whatever knew exactly what they were doing. So I've heaped those up, better for harvesting, and hopefully better crop this year. Comfrey's done really well. I managed to get 15 litres of comfrey concentrate. All the soil we salvaged from where the old beds were, the fruit trees, etc., is all under there, ready to help fill these in layers. And obviously my leaf mould leaf collection. And as you can see, we didn't find any compost until was it September? I'm not sure I've got those dates. No, the first one was August, considering in January I said I wasn't going to collect any, but by gum, I did miss not having it, and I nearly emptied those bays that you saw me filling earlier. The wildlife area has done me proud again this year. Really happy with that. And look what happens to a greenhouse if you don't clean it the previous year. I shall have to get that nice and tidy in February. No good doing it too early because it'll go green again. And there's one of the giant beetroots that I'd like to go to seed. And we've got a giant kohlrabi there also. I need to make some adjustments. My big waste again has clipped that tap, and the nettle tea that was in there has drained out on the floor. And we've got another carbon filter to empty out, which will be added to this. I got water contamination into that, but I'm going to try and sift it and add it to some of my fruit beds, because I normally add the liquid manure. This is got some water in, but I can add some of that carbon as well, and hopefully that will release all that those nutrients over a long period of time. Something new for me in 2024. The loft water tanks that we tidied the tops up, put a bit of threaded bar in to stop it prising open, and put the wick it down into the water tanks, draws the moisture up. That's worked really well for the carrots. And over the summer we've found some timber which we've kept covered until I can get it underneath that structure up there at the back of the beds. But I think I'm going to add some more bags to that, and I found on our recycling pile some of these cell trays. They'll be disappeared if I don't move those today. My greenhouse is fed with a 200 litre blue tank that drops down into a float and keeps that guttering full, or so it doesn't overflow all the way around here. And again, we've got some of the capillary matting that goes down into those gutters, and I don't have to water in here. I say that the green on the greenhouse helps keep the sun out. No, need to clean it this time. So as we move on to plot 3, this is my fruit cage, and we had a wonderful harvest. So much that I don't think I'm going to end up eating all that fruit, but the maintenance of our fruit is so important, keeping them weed free, feeding them when it's necessary. But we're almost there with that now. Really pleased with that. And of course the Edding 750 markers have worked really well until I started using the other markers, but I'm not sure, can't see the totals. Hang on a minute. There we go. I harvested 72.7 kilos of fruit from my growing spaces. I can take that down now, but it just showed how much we can actually get. This is new for 2024, the Jerusalem Artichoke permanent bed. They've done quite well. The tubers aren't as big as I thought there was going to be, which is what I want. The asparagus there's all been done, and again, good maintenance will ensure good crops. If you plant them from seed, you're looking at 4 years. If you buy the crowns, you're probably looking at 2 years before you can harvest excessively, but it's only got a 6-week window. More green manure there. The sprouts, even though they were attacked by the caterpillars, were very enjoyable on our plate. That's the sprouts, not the caterpillars, of course. And I will be interested to see how the sheep wool does in comparison to the cardboard. Sheep's wool is natural. Cardboard may have a few little bits in, but bar gum, it does stop the weeds. And my temporary compost bins, I must have took at least 60 or 90 litres of weeds and soil leaves out of there. That's topped all that off. The leaves that I put round the side all blew away. Here are all my cuttings that I took this time last year, and I literally nearly got 100% success just by dibbing them into pots. Probably put 6 to 8 in each pot depending on what we've got, but I'm definitely planting some more white currants, and then anything else we can give away. And I've covered the carrots up, even though they're covered in carrot root fly. We're doing a separate video on how I'm going to tackle the issues with the parsnips and carrots in February. But having the temporary compost bins lets all those lovely juices go down into there, and the brassicas absolutely love it. They grow really tall, too tall sometimes even for my structures. Parsnips didn't do very well this year, and I think it's because I'm trying to plant them in the same place every year. So we are going to move them about, and there's a few beds here that I haven't added manure to. So I believe it could be this one. There's my giant potatoes, one of the beds. Got all the long roots to sort out, ready for February for the new sowing. And again, the loft water tanks have done really well, but I do need to put some threaded bar in the one that's just poking out a little bit. But I'm still harvesting carrots from there. We had some on our Christmas dinner and they were lovely. Kept the skins on. And any carrot root fly grubs that were there, well, they just added to the taste. A project that I've been waiting to do for about 4 years, I've finally done. So that's all sorted now. And somebody did ask about what did I do at the back. Well, those red sheets were what split everything up. So you can see where those red ones come down. That's where those red sheets were, either side. And then I've extended it a foot or a width of a mushroom tray there to gain a little bit more space. But we've got all our materials in here now that we were storing on plot 1. Celery is still doing well. I've ordered some more taps to put on there so I can drain the liquid from that. Again, we've got to sort out the long roots in here because we didn't go to Malvern. And those bags that we've just emptied, I'm going to stack them around these potatoes just to try and keep the frost off. But I will be keeping this door open and fastened open so the high winds can come in through the damaged windows and come out. If the wind goes in and it can't come out, then something's got to give. And finally, there's the cocoa koi. Garlic and red Russian garlic's doing well. That's the cocoa koi. And there's the compost we find with the perlite in. There's my potato compost. So everything out those bags goes into here. And then we use a bit of a mix to top all the beds up. And while I've got chance, I've harvested some more of the wood chips out of the paths. These are 4 years old now. So I've took those out and they can rot down nicely now. And we did put some in earlier and they must have dropped down a foot, so I'm expecting those to drop down a good foot as well, and we can top them up and then start using them. If you like the content, please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down for the interaction. I hope everyone's looking forward to 2025, and with the comments that I've had recently, I can see that everyone has been touched by what's happened to us this year, and they are going through a similar thing. Take care, my friends. Keep gardening and keep commenting. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.